start using your book or finish your book, for crying out loud, because it'll supercharge your business. Start using your book, finish your book, and start making offers. The more offers you make on a daily basis, the more money you will make. It is that simple. All right, welcome everybody. Rob here for our BSPU call, and I think it's going to be a good one today. Do I say that every week? I think I might say that every week. But, you know, I think there's a lot of interest in this, and I hope this will be very helpful. I got a bunch of notes for you today. But what I want to talk about is why you're not making more money. I'm going to say it that way, and what to do about it right now. Why are you not making more money? And what to do about it right now. Now, you may already be making a bunch of money, right? And I'm not unhappy with the revenues of bestseller publishing, and we've grown incredibly. We're like 35 to 40% up over last year, and last year was a record year for us. But we could be making more money. And so it doesn't matter where you're at right now. This is applicable to you. If you're just starting a brand new business, if you have a business that's doing a couple $100,000 a year, if you have a business that's doing $1 million or multi-millions, this is applicable to you. This is why you're not making more money and what to do right now to do that, to actually make more money. So I'm going to actually start. In one sense, if it's A plus B equals C, I'm going to start with B because, right, we're the book company and I'm the book guy. And so let me talk to you first about the idea of a book. The book is actually B in this equation, believe it or not. So the book is, in one sense, secondary, and I'm going to explain what it means, what I mean by the book is secondary in this equation. But that's really important because so many people, and lots of people that we speak to, hundreds of people a month that we speak to, often have the book as A in the equation, meaning that they think that they're just going to create a book and then the money is just going to miraculously flow in, right? It's a magic bean. You've heard me say this, that's planted in the backyard and riches just fall from the beanstalk because of it. And that's just not how it works. The book is a massive part of the equation. But why is it a massive part of the equation? Because what you need to make more money is you need more leads and you need more authority in your field to get more leads, better leads, and to close those leads. Okay, so let me break down the B part of the equation for just a moment. Your book is like, using an auto analogy, and I'm a car guy, so your book is like a supercharger, right? That's what your book is. Your book supercharges your authority. Remember that hierarchy of authority that I talk about, right? As your authority grows, the hierarchy of desire, as your authority grows, your desire grows, your desire in the marketplace. You become more desirable. People see you as the expert, the thought leader. The more books you write on a subject matter, they're like, wow, this person clearly knows. Add to that media, PR, you're appearing on TV, you have blog appearances or podcast appearances. Clearly, you are somebody that is an authority in the space. Because of that, you're attracting more leads, you're attracting better quality leads, and your authority means you're going to close more of those leads that become clients, okay? Your book is the supercharger that does all of that. Your authority grows, the number of leads that you attract grows, the quality of those leads grows, and because you're seen as a thought leader, a higher authority person, you close a higher percentage of those leads and make them clients, especially if you're doing these calls yourself and if you're involved in the process. And the bigger your company grows, the further you're going to get away from that. As you know, I don't do really any of these strategy session calls, and we do hundreds of them every single month. That's done by a number of our author development coaches. But your book, I'm going to call it the B part of A plus B equals C. The B part is your book. It is your supercharger. Well, what is a supercharger? Well, a supercharger is something that is bolted on, right, to a motor that is already in place to increase the horsepower, to increase the torque, to increase the speed. But the motor must already be in place for the horsepower to be able to be increased, for the torque to be able to be increased. Otherwise, it is sitting out there on its own. Now, that analogy is not perfect, but for my purposes, it's a good analogy. Your book is a motor all by itself, right? So, but a supercharger acts a little like a motor within a motor as well. So for my purposes, it's a decent enough example. Your book is a motor, but ideally it's a motor strapped onto a motor that supercharges the horsepower, the torque, the number of leads, your authority. So what is the motor then? What is the A part of the equation? And this is where, quite honestly, a lot of small business owners and coaches, consultants, experts, etc., really make an error. And that is that your motor is, again, for the purposes of this discussion, you could call it your business, etc. I'm calling it your magic packaged into an offer to the marketplace. So your motor is your magic packaged into an offer to the marketplace. Now, using bestseller publishing as an example, our magic is that we help coaches, consultants, speakers, experts to write a book, market that book to bestseller internationally, and then get that author on TV, radio, etc., and show them how to really make money with their book, with their newfound authority and expertise. Now, that's our magic. The offer is a number of things, right? If you're writing a book, then the offer is we can ghostwrite the book for you and supercharge the process, bring you through it super quickly, excellently, so that you have an amazing high quality product. If you've already written the book, we can obviously help you to edit it. We can help you to make sure that the title, the cover, all of it is done beautifully, appropriately. We can then launch the book, make it into a bestseller. We can get you on radio and TV. Anyway, that's our magic packaged into our various offers in the marketplace. Now, my book and books are the supercharger that is bolted on to the offers that I make to the marketplace. So that now, as I've shown you before, and we could go on the screen and I could show you today, right now, but every single day, we're selling dozens. Usually we cap it at 40 or 50 sales a day of this book or my black book of writing, marketing, and making money with a book. So one of those two books, we're selling 40 to 50 a day, which then is leading into people that fill out our application to have a strategy session call with David Austin Ward, one of our author development coaches. That's our motor. And then I strap on that my books that raise my authority and raise and elevate how people see us in the marketplace. So A plus B equals more sales, more money for you. So if you're not making the money that you want, or if you're not, let's say, making any money with this new thing that you're starting, right? Then let's cut like all the fluff out. If you already have a book, fantastic. You have B. And if you're not making money from the book, that means that you probably just have it sitting in cyberspace, hoping that things are going to come to you magically and by themselves. And I always say, we want to be proactive with our offers. We want to make our offers out to the marketplace, not just wait. People will come to us, which is beautiful. And we love that. And that happens to us on a regular basis. But I can't run an entire business just sitting around waiting for the telephone to ring. I need to proactively be making my offers. And that is the A part of the equation. The A part of the equation, the motor part of the equation is, what is the offer that you have? And are you making that offer to the marketplace on a regular basis? It is as simple as this. If your offer is dialed in other words, the thing that you're going to do for the marketplace, that's great, right? That the market really wants. If that is dialed in, then to make more money is as simple as you need to make more offers to the marketplace. Now, there are two levels of offers. So I'm giving you the overall equation, and then I'm kind of dialing it in. The first level of offer that you need to make to the marketplace is something that gets them to initially raise their hand and show interest in that thing. Something that, some way that you could potentially help them, right? Some element of your magic that you're offering to them where clearly anyone that wants that is a person that could potentially be an ideal client. Now, what does that look like for bestseller publishing? So I can kind of dial it in for us so you can see it for yourself. For us, it's pretty simple, although there are a couple of different elements. For us, the initial offer that we make to the marketplace is, hey, if you're writing a book, or if you've written a book and you're not happy with what's happened with it, or if you just want to make more money with your business, then you need to think about writing a book. So get a copy of Publish, Promote, Profit, and you can get it right here for free. All you have to do is pay for a small shipping charge. Then get a copy of this, because this could help you to write, publish, market, make money with your book. So if someone goes through this process and raises their hand and puts in their credit card and gives me $7.95, now that's a higher bar, by the way. Now I could lower the bar significantly and just get like an email address, but I don't want that. I've raised the bar because I want a more qualified person coming into my funnel. So my initial, hey, would you like help, is this. This is my initial, would you like some help? Now that's the first part of the offer. The second part of the offer, which is where the money is made, where if you're not making the money that you want to make, it means you're not doing enough of this. The first part, making the initial offer, just seeing who's interested. The second part, for every single person that raises their hand and says we're interested, you want to offer some type of consultative sales call, some type of coaching call. We call our salespeople author development coaches. Why? Because they're getting in, they're digging in our subject matter and helping to develop people's ideas, people's processes when it comes to using your book to make money. And obviously, at the end of that consultative call, an offer is made, right? That offer, that secondary offer that is being made, is the offer that actually we're making money on, right? That's our magic. Remember, I talked about the motor, which is the magic wrapped up in the big offer. That's the motor part of it. And that motor part of it is happening on that one-on-one consultative sales call. So, really simple. If you're not making enough money, it means you're not speaking to enough people and making your personal offer to them of your magic. This is what we can start with. This is how we can help you. It's an 8-week program for $5,000. It's a mastermind group. It's you name it, right? For us, it's done for you services, whatever it is for you. You're a financial advisor. You're going to help them to get their finances in the right position. You're an attorney, then you're going to help them maybe create their trust or their will. You're fill in the blank. If it's a service, if it's coaching, it doesn't matter. You need that one-on-one call. Now, again, you can grow to the point where you're not doing most of those one-on-one calls, which is totally fine. But if you're at the point where you're the person, you're the salesperson in your organization, then you're not making enough money, going backwards in the equation, because A, you're not having enough telephone calls with people where you're personally offering your magic to them. And if you're not having the telephone conversations, enough of them, then that means that you're not getting enough people into the initial part of the offer. Now, I gave you a complicated one. I gave you the example of my book for $7.95. Truth be told, it doesn't have to be that complicated, right? If you can't build out a whole free plus shipping funnel and you don't know all about that or whatever, and you don't want to pay someone to do it, our team does some of that for people, but very, very select basis. If you don't want to do any of that, totally fine. But just understand that you'll then probably get a lower quality lead, which is okay too. We didn't always do it this way. And that lower quality lead that you're going to get, you're probably going to have to get more of them to find the higher quality telephone calls. Again, totally fine. So for example, one of the strategies that we're using on LinkedIn, I could not profitably sell my book for the $7.95 offer, right? I couldn't, like, it was costing me $200 to make $7.95. I couldn't do it profitably. On Facebook and Instagram, et cetera, it's costing $30, $40, costing 5 times as much on LinkedIn. So we're doing an entirely different strategy because my clients are on LinkedIn, right? So our strategy on LinkedIn is we're offering a lead magnet. And the lead magnet is going to be like a guide, a downloadable guide. It's not going to be a downloadable part of my book because my book I don't want to cannibalize on LinkedIn my offer on Facebook. So it's a completely separate offer. And I know that that's a little bit, I'm trying not to get too complicated with this because I want you to implement this stuff. It's as simple as you finding a way. If you want to use paid advertising or you want to go on LinkedIn or even if you just want to message people in groups, et cetera, you need to make an offer to help them in some way. And so my offer on LinkedIn is simple. It's, would you like this free guide on how to write a business book? And if anybody raises their hand and says, I want the free guide, because it's primarily business people on LinkedIn, I'm going to get a little bit higher quality lead than I am on Facebook, because most of what we do, not all, but most of what we do is for nonfiction authors. Now, obviously, fiction authors can use all the things that we teach on how to market your book, et cetera, but the making money part is different for fiction than it is for nonfiction. So what I'm explaining in this conversation more than anything is to nonfiction business owners, coaches, consultants, experts, right? Speakers, people that are service providers of some kind that are using your book to make money. Get the motor, bolt your book, your supercharger onto the motor and start making offers. So let me give you a couple of things really practically before I jump in and start answering your questions. Number one, practical. You should be building an email list. You absolutely should be building an email list. I build an email list. I build an email list of people that opt in and people that buy. And so my email list is, 60 to 70,000 right now. I don't know exactly what the number is. And that email list is where we drive a number of our strategy session applications from, but also we send people back to our various other offers because at different times people are ready, right? Somebody that got my book last month may not be ready to start their own book until next month. And I have an email list so I can continue to drip on them, give them content, give them information. So number one, you should start an email list. Number two, if you have any size email list, then you should be making offers to them. Now, how do you make offers to them? Here's how I do it, and here's what I suggest. You give content, 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 and then you make an offer at the end of every email. And the offer can be very soft. It can be, go here to get similar results, or go here to create a business like this, or go here to make your book a bestseller. And the here for us is always a one-on-one consultative call with one of our author development coaches. So content, 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 offer, right? And you can have the offer mixed in within the content, but you should be doing that on a regular basis. Content, 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 and then offer itself. That's exactly what you want to do. And you want to do that on a regular basis. It's pretty clear what you want to do and how you want to do it. Don't complicate it. You want to make your offers to the marketplace. Now, let me give you a tip on a simple way. If you have a small email list, I'm going to give you a tip on how to do something that Dean Jackson taught me and has taught a number of people. It's called a 9-word email. If you have an email list, even a small one, and if you haven't engaged with them in some time, this is a great re-engagement strategy to make an offer, right? That's all we're talking about. You have your magic packaged into an offer, make that offer to the marketplace, get people into a telephone call, and the more you do that, the more money you're going to make. So here's a way to make an offer like that, even with a disengaged email list. The 9-word email is as simple as, I'll use an example for bestseller publishing. It's 9 words or thereabouts that says, hi, name, and then, are you still interested in writing a book? Rob. That's it. There's no links at the bottom. There's no, call to action. It's just an engagement question to re-engage a list that perhaps has been neglected in some way. If you have a list of 1,000 people and let's say 10% of them opened that email, and by the way, the subject line is just their name or hey, that's it. Hey or their name. And then it's going to be whatever your offer is, whatever the magic is that you do, right? For me, it's, are you still interested in writing a book, Rob? Now, what you're going to see, let's say you have 1,000 people on the list, 10% open, which is 100, you're going to get back a very high percentage, at least for email, of people that respond. And a high percentage might be 15, 20 people that, 25 even, that actually respond back to you and say, yes, I am, or no, I'm not, or yes, but maybe. And this is nothing more than you starting a conversation with them and taking them from disengaged to now re-engage. Now this is one strategy, right? We use it on a regular basis, but this is one strategy and one way for you to engage people and make your offer. That's all we're trying to do. And if you're not making the money that you want to be making, then it's simple. You're not making enough offers and you're not getting enough people on the telephone so that you can actually make the offer of your magic. That's it. That's it. Don't complicate it more. Your book supercharges all of this stuff. It's a motor that runs, that will drive people to you, that will give you more opportunities, that will raise your status in the marketplace so that more people want to do business with you. But at the end of the day, you're still going to have to talk to them if you're selling something for more than a couple of $1,000. You or somebody on your team is still going to have a phone call. So cut the fluff out, right? Start using your book, or finish your book, for crying out loud, because it'll supercharge your business. Start using your book, finish your book, and start making offers. The more offers you make on a daily basis, the more money you will make. It is that simple. Okay, guys, thanks. This is Rob, publishpromoteprofit.com, for our BSPU call. And I'm going to sign out, and I'm going to take your questions and see if I can help you in some other way. Thanks.